Sandbaggers Case Files, a look back at the best spy show you've never heard of. Burnside plays for high stakes in a risky game of office politics in today's episode, Operation Kingmaker. It's been a while since we've started an episode with a long walk. This time it's Deputy Chief Matthew Peel, who passes a tailor's shop and can't resist impulse buying a snappy new power suit. There's a pretty good reason for it. Rumor has it that Peel is gunning for C's job now that Sir James Greenley has retired. But there's another rumor making the rounds of SIS. The real frontrunner is a man named John Tower Gibbs, a former SIS intelligence director, Washington's D.C. station chief, and currently a power player in the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. The thought of Gibbs becoming the new C certainly doesn't give Burnside the warm fuzzies, and when they happen to meet outside Wellingham's office, it's clear that the feeling is mutual.
Odd, running across each other this morning. I was talking about you only last night.
I seem to recall that my ears were burning.
Well, they wouldn't have burned for very long. You're not what I regard as a lasting topic of conversation.
I haven't heard anyone talk about you at all, not for years. I thought you were dead.
You find me very much alive. Good morning, Joe.
Burnside learns from Wellingham why his name came up the previous evening. Apparently, Gibbs believes Burnside's operations directorate is a political liability. Oh, and he's also opposed to the special relationship with the CIA, too. If Gibbs becomes the new C, therefore, it could be curtains for the Sandbaggers. To protect the Ops Directorate, Burnside decides to launch a little domestic operation of his own.
Now, the frontrunner for the new C is a man called John Tower Gibbs. And it's important to me as operations director and to you as the special section that he doesn't get the job. Therefore, we're going to give the deputy chief a shove in the right direction. And if we can, put an obstacle or two in the way of Mr. Gibbs.
Burnside covers his right flank by asking Jeff Ross to see if he can dig up any dirt on Gibbs from his time in Washington, and protects his left by asking Intelligence Director Edward Tyler to hand over a juicy report to Ross so that the CIA can pass it off as one of its own. For the frontal assault, Burnside learns that Wellingham's current interest is the strategic value of Malta, and since Wellingham gets to make the call on who the new C will be, Burnside is determined to make Malta Peel's favorite topic, too.
Easy these days to regard Malta as a holiday paradise and forget its strategic importance.
Very true. I wish more people in Whitehall had your global view of things, Matthew.
Meanwhile, over in the B plot, Burnside's loyal personal assistant Diane surprises him with the news that she's resigning to get married. Burnside tasks her with finding a replacement, but it's not an easy job. Diane's search effort gives a great opportunity for some well-written and well-acted banter between the two characters who clearly have developed a sense of respect and even affection for each other.
Then you find a replacement before you go.
I'll try.
And someone as good as you. And someone of the same age. I'm not taking anyone young.
Thank you again.
You know what I mean.
I've asked them.
All of them?
There's not a senior PA in the building who wants to take it on.
Why not?
You have a reputation.
For what?
Demanding a 12 or 13-hour day, being bad-tempered, rude and ungrateful.
Peel's been circulating my annual report, has he?
I've had a thought. Just going to investigate. She might suit you. She was fired once from Peel's outer office.
Failed to water his plants.
Insufficiently ingratiating, I believe.
Sounds promising. Do you know her?
Yes. She's positively vetted, cleared for some code words already. Efficient, sensible, except in that she volunteered to work for you.
Then I better see her this afternoon.
Promise you won't frighten her off?
I'll be my usual charming self.
Eventually, Diane strikes gold. A secretary in the security section named Marianne Straker is interested. Their first meeting is memorable.
Yes, well, I'd expect you to work here in the evening until I'm ready to let you go. That won't be before 8 or 8:30.
That's all right.
No regular boyfriend?
No.
Why not? What's wrong with you?
You're not married either, and you're considerably older than me.
Then what are your ambitions?
Immediately to become PA to D-Ops.
Following a tip from Edward Tyler, Mike Wallace discovers that there is a mysterious blemish on Gibbs's otherwise spotless record. But to find out the details requires someone who can get through internal security. Someone like...
What do you want to know?
Why he was sent home from Copenhagen Station, 1950-51.
All right, I'll have a look. But I won't take a copy of the report, or give you anything in writing.
That's fair. By the way, if you'd been any less reluctant to help or had offered a copy of the report, I'd have fired you.
I haven't joined you yet.
No, but I'm glad you're going to.
Good as her word, Marianne finds out what Gibbs's dirty little secret is. Apparently, when he was a young lad on his first overseas posting to Copenhagen, Gibbs had an affair with the wife of a man who is now Denmark's Minister of Defense. Burnside hurries off to tell Wellingham the news, and as a result...
Gentlemen, the king is dead. Long live the king.
However, Burnside's happiness is very short-lived. Peel, it seems, has gone off the deep end and written a proposal recommending the one thing everyone in SIS dreads, amalgamation with MI5. Realizing that he has created a monster, Burnside has no choice but to go back to Wellingham, where he confesses everything.
What you're saying, in effect, is that through your maneuverings and double dealings, you saddled the service with the wrong man.
Yes, sir.
And remember that in days to come.
Sir.
The decision to appoint Gibbs as the new C was made at 12 noon today. I knew about Gibbs' indiscretion in Copenhagen because he told me about it last night.
You told Peel to write the paper?
I suspect that he was writing it while I was still on the line.
Do you want my resignation, sir?
Save you from suffering under Gibbs? Certainly not. Serves you right.
Having dodged a potentially fatal bullet, a thoroughly chastised Burnside walks back to the office. His timing, as usual, is impeccable.
Well. This is becoming a habit.
Prophetic, perhaps?
Yes. Inasmuch as I shall want to see you at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. C's office.
Oh, I am sorry. I shall be out of the building at 10 o'clock.
Why?
I'm calling on Sir James Greenley.
Not quite the ops division image. Taking flowers to the bedside.
No, but I am practicing. I hope one day to lay a wreath for you.
Burnside. As from tomorrow morning, that sort of remark will cost you your job.
Well, thanks for the warning, sir. It's very decent of you.
There's a new sheriff in town, and he's gunning for Burnside. Can Neil wage war against the KGB and his own boss at the same time? In the Season 3 premiere, Jeff Ross suspects he's being tailed by MI5, but the more Burnside looks into it, the harder it is to tell who's following who. That's next time on the Sandbaggers Case Files.